Do I really need a pre-solid waste filter within my aquaponics system? Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so this is my aquaponics system, right? Yes, it is the system after the error in which I've made regarding the vinegar and regarding the impeller actually breaking, right? And I actually did some work with that. But I'm realizing now, I just did a little magic here in which I stopped this valve from actually flowing out water. You notice how the water is flowing out, what I call it now, it is not in it, as you would say, it is not flowing accordingly as how it should. If you look in here, you will see a lot of mess, right? I am gonna have to do some work so as to get out some of this mess. All this mess is coming from the pond, right? And one of the reasons why that is because a lot of fish is in it. Now, aquaponics system relies on the nutrients from the fish, but whenever you have too much nutrients, where you have a system that is clogged up and the pipes being unable to circulate the water properly, and a lot of pressure is placed on the pump. So the question is, do I need a pre-filtration system for my solids? Now, some aquaponics system do have a pre-filter system. For me, I don't think it's necessary. What I do sometimes is to actually change some water, like what I'm going to be doing now. Yeah, it's minutes after 6. It's dark. It's getting dark, but I'm going to have to do it because it seems as if there's a lot of waste within the pump space, and there's a lot of waste within the line. So I'm going to try to actually clean the waste by flushing it out with some water. This is one of the pipes that actually carry the water from the pond to the planter bed. I'm going to be placing some water in it to see what comes out. Wow, guys, all of that came out of the pipe a while ago, right? I know it was very quick, but yeah, all of that came out of the pipe a while ago, right? So all of that come out from the pipe. I can just imagine what is in the pump. The pump cover, yeah, see all those mucky stuff are waste that originates within the fish pond, and so as to get the water to flow properly, I'm gonna have to wash it out. I'm gonna have to turn off the pump because it's a submersible pump, and I can't take it out unless the pump is actually turned off, right? This is a submersible pump. As you can see, all this is mess, right? Now, in a pre-solid, or should I say pre-solid filter, what you would have a pump that actually just pump the water into a container, and it partially strains the waste from the fish pond and send it on to a next area, probably within the planter bed, in which it would actually use the finer granules or a portion of the waste, and then now the first filtration box or space that would be there, and the fish farmer would actually service the pond or the space or the container from there. So the planter bed will not be filled with mess like this. Mess like this is good enough because what it does, it gives the planter bed nutrients. However, if the mess is not actually utilized, like right now I'm trying to get some lettuce up, if the mess is not actually utilized, after a while, periodically, what will happen is that this mess will actually return back to the container. So it's as if you're just returning the mess. So I am gonna actually pull apart this, and I'm gonna share it with me washing it. Alright, I am gonna be washing off the impeller. I'm gonna be taking it out of the space, and I can do a little check to see if the impeller is firm and okay. In checking on the impeller, everything is okay. The impeller is still firm. So what was causing the the flow to be decreased was the fact that it was messed up. Right, so it's washed, and I'm actually fitting the parts back together. Alright, so I'm fitting the parts back together to have it, you know, be running again. But to do this, what I had to do was to actually, I'm gonna place the phone down a little bit and then slit it in. Okay, so to safely get the pump out without the pump being damaged, you know, anything going wrong, I had to, one, turn off the flow system, plug it out practically, and two, I had to drop the water a little bit. So now I'm going to be screwing the pump back on, turning it around, and check to see the flow of the water. So I can see the water flow have improved a lot. Right, it has improved. However, I won't see the extent of improvement until the capacity, the water, the weight have actually gone down on the pump. If you never know, the weight of the water on the pump causes the pump to actually function better. So that's the reason why if you submerge your water pump further down into the pond or the aquarium, you will end up getting more water being pumped out. But before you can consider this, you have to look at the depth that is marked on the box when you're buying the pump. What's the depth that you should put your pump for maximum velocity or maximum, what I call it, volume of water being pumped, right? So if the pump was here, right, and it says that it pumps not more than probably about 3 or 4 feet, you'd have to calculate going up, right? And you also look at the capacity of the pump to carry the water. Now, as the water increases in the pond, I should see some amount of, and I'm seeing it already, right? The water actually coming from the planter bed, looking much more better, right? This was the gunk, as I showed before, that was into the pipe, right? It was causing the flow to be very, I call it now, minimal, right? For those persons who have, what I call it now, external pre-filtration system on the aquaponics system, right? They normally have an external pump, and the external pump, as you all know, burns a lot of electricity, right? So you'd have the pre-filtration system, right? And then now within that pre-filtration system, you'll have another pump that pumps the water up to the planter bed, and that the gravity would actually allow the water to fall back within the pond. So therefore you would actually need roughly about 2 pumps, and it depends on the space that you have the fish in. It might be even more, right? So the pre-filtration system is kind of good because I wouldn't have to pull on the pump and, you know, wash out the pump and all that, because I would have a really strong pump to suck out everything one time and to put it into the pre-fill, and then the pre-fill now would actually strain it and actually send it up, and whatever go into the basket, more than likely it wouldn't be washed back down into the water, because it would be set in such a dimension, right? I hope that this kind of explain the whole pre-filtration business. I do not use it because it's just time consuming and it don't make no sense to me. It costs more money, and I do not have the volume of fish or the volume of water that requires me to do that. And this is primarily for a teaching learning experience, not necessarily for full commercial. I do a little commercial stuff on the side, but this is not primarily for that. You have a wonderful day, guys. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Catch you next time. Yeah, and hopefully next video I shared with you my lettuce actually springing up. It's like 2 days after, and it'll take about 4 or 5 days. So I'm gonna after, you know, checking and all that, I realized that after I finished cleaning, I realized that the pipe the flow wasn't that good. So guys, what I did to get the flow like this was I turned on the pipe to the max, right? I placed it in the pipe right there, and periodically I actually washed this piping. So muck and waste was in this pipe, and I actually used the water from the main to wash it out, and there's a lot of gunk that came out. Right, so now the flow is better, and I am loving it. Thank you very much for stopping by again. Peace out. Catch you next time. Bye bye.